We live. We live here. And we gonna talk about why we don't work out when we don't have a goal, right? Why don't we work out when we got a goal? Also, on top of that, maybe is it possible? Big question here. Is it possible to still consistently work out without a goal? You know what I'm saying? Some people be like, sure, dude, of course. I'll be real, I struggle. I struggle without the goal. You know what I'm saying? I struggle without the goal. So hold on, let me get some GarageBand. I want some different audio here in the background while I'm talking. I just want a little bit of a voice effect here, but if you in the comments right now, I want you to, if you checking out anything in the comments here, I want you in the chat. I need y'all to leave a comment. Do you struggle having a goal? Do you need a goal? Are you looking for one? How can we be fit without it, right? And how can we get a good goal? So we're going to definitely type in that. And we're going to talk about kind of the main goals, one of the main reasons why people usually do fitness goals, okay? So let me just pull up, where's that, 77. Where's 77 at? I got one that's called 77 on here. Nah, let's just open a new one. Let's open up, oh, there's 77 right there. Boom. Okay, there we go. There, I can hear my voice. That sounds kind of cool. Sounds kind of Gucci gang on here. You hear that? Yeah, now we're talking, bro. Okay. All right. So why don't we work out when we have a goal? Huh? Why? Why? Let's check at this. Well, it's kind of obvious when we don't have a workout goal, right? When we're young, right? When we're young, usually we're playing sports, right? We got the competition coming up. Usually we got that coming up, you know, some sort of thing like that. Or we're trying to get girls, right? That's basically why we work out when we're young. Ambitions change as we get older. Ambitions change quite a bit. Ambitions change quite a bit, right? Maybe we're still motivated by the girls, but let's say we, you know, maybe we've transcended past that point. You know, maybe we already got the girl, okay? And so we don't got sports no more. So then what? What else can motivate us, right? And the most common ways that people do it, right, outside of sports for fitness, is also bodybuilding competition, right? Or I guess like CrossFit, you know, specific sports. And then like endurance training, like powerlifting, right? So maybe that helps to focus on that. I think personally for me it does. You know, I've done a CrossFit competition. I like that. So before we figure out how we can find a better goal for ourselves, let's get into that a little bit later here. Let's think about, is it actually possible to still consistently work out without a goal? You know what I'm saying? Because this is where a lot of us float. We're trying to like not have a major competition, a major goal, a major milestone coming up. We're not trying to even have that, but we still want to be consistent. We got work going on, you know. Let's just list out the responsibilities, right? You got work, responsibility, work, baby, wife, homies, and That's basically takes up all your time, right? It feels like that. It feels like that. It feels like that if we aren't sure how to set our boundaries or set our clarity on what goals we have. But a lot of times it's our barriers, right? Because we usually are spending, there's 24 hours in a day. 24 hours in a day. Usually we sleep 8, sleep 9, sleep 8. Actually, a lot of times we sleep less. You work 8. Okay, so then you got 8 left for everything else. 8 left. Okay, and then you got to eat. What, 4 hours will give you? So then you got 4 hours to eat. Then you got 4 hours of what else? Fam, right? Or some movies. How much, phone time? What else? Homies? Netflix, all that type of stuff. So within that time frame, we know we got time. We know there's something in there. There's a 4-hour block usually that we are able to do it. But the problem is, to me, it's just like if we don't have the aim, if we don't have the goal, you won't fucking do it unless you are absolutely like, this is your religion. Fitness is your religion, which it can become like that for a lot of people, and I've definitely felt that before too, where it's like that's just what you do. Your body, your exercise, without a goal, you know what I'm saying? It's like, without a goal, fitness must be like your spiritual discipline. And a lot of people use like that. Actually, they do build that muscle, literally. And I think that's fair. I could respect that. I mean, that's basically why yoga is in the Hinduism religion. And that's why militaries, religions have fitness in there, because it just feels good to get pumping every day, and that becomes your service to the overall mission that God's got going on for you. Okay, so apart from yoga and warriors, it's like you really got to be about it. You really got to be about it. So let me check the chat right now. Let me see the chat right now. Anybody in the chat got any perspective on this so far? Let's check how the chat's sitting right here. I'm listening to this chill kind of groovy music right here. And I'm going to give them some perspective on, I think, how we can move forward. I try to lose weight, but my weakness is sweets like cookies and fried chicken. Okay, there we go. Alright, so this guy's over here. Never Ending Adventures Beyond. I like that channel page. And what else is I gotta do? Boom, 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 boom. Okay, cool. Right here, man. So here's it. Right there. This is one of the questions. This is one of the comments we got so far from the chat. This is really normal, man. Really, really normal. I try to lose weight, but my weakness is sweets like cookies and fried chicken. So first things first we gotta do here is list out like the main reasons why cookies and fried chicken rock. And just understand like what's happening from like an evolutionary lens to like the way our mind works. So a cookie, as we know, they're gonna have that refined sugar usually. So it's like, and remember, our bodies crave sugar because sugar's got glucose, which is energy, calories, that we can actually use to move. Like that's the natural sugars are honey in the fruits, and so when we eat fruits, we get fructose, a different sugar, and boom, we get a lot of energy. We can work out. People, technically, you do get the sugar rush still with a lot of the refined sugars, and Coca-Cola and cookies and stuff like that, but it just doesn't really work for you the same as like fruit does. But there's guys that have swam like miles and miles and just drinking Coca-Cola to show you that you can do it. Like you can definitely do that. And the cookie, but you better be working out like right after you eat these cookies, basically. But just remember, right? Body craves sugar. Then with chicken, let's go with that chicken action right here. Fried chicken. Okay. So that oily, vegetable oil, it's a source of like literal fats, which our body needs to consume fats for hormonal reasons, basically, usually, like our hormones. So hormonally, we're kind of driven to eat more fatty foods, and there's a lot of healthy fats out there. There's good butters, there's avocado, oil, peanut butter's got oil, the healthy peanut butter. There's a lot of good healthy oils out there. But these seed, ultra processed vegetable oils that they do with fried chicken, stuff like that, those are pretty gnarly. They're basically like engine lubricants. Like they're like intense. But they're really heavy and really strong. So that flavor, and then you pair that with salt. So you get like this really like heavy, fatty food. Oh yeah, well the chicken's got protein, right? Too. Chicken got protein too. Salt plus protein. So that salt is really nice too. Like we're driven to eat more of that because if we're like really starving, salt is a good electrolyte for us too. So, but we usually with this type of food we can overdo it, and then boom. Okay. So let's say though, so you try to lose weight, but your weakness is sweets like cookies and fried chicken. Okay, but how much? So we now are just aware, right? I just wanted to give you a little bit more awareness on that nutrition situation because that's important to be educated on that too and become aware of what those signals actually are. Because that way you just know, like, it's not like you're being weak, like you said, it's just your body is recognizing that and you've built a habit enough of eating like that that you feel like it's just like it's just like it feels like it's something that has to be done, you know what I'm saying? And so if we can just recognize like why our body builds that desire for it and then get beyond it and learn how to replace it with healthier foods like fruits or just regular chicken with maybe butter, you know what I'm saying? That way you still get a little fat action. Okay, but apart from that, right, you try to lose weight. What's your weight? How much do you work out right now? If you work out at all, do you go once a week or you go not really at all right now? Maybe a few months ago. Maybe you haven't gone in a while. It's normal. It's normal that people don't go for a long time. Getting back into it is a challenge, but when you get back pushing, it feels good. So I'm right here, Never Ending Adventures Beyond. Let me know. Let me know right here whenever you're ready. Bum, 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 bum. 2 watching now. And so is it possible to still consistently work out without a goal? Like I said, it has to be like, it's literally gotta be like your spiritual discipline, it's gotta be like your religion. Without it. And I'm saying, but it's just which usually anyway is attached to some sort of goal. Like we usually become spiritual or religious about something because we gotta go. I was saying with people in the Marines, the military, like they are connected to the military, and so obviously it requires them to be fit, and so they treat it like that, spiritually as well too. But and then yoga, right? People with yoga, they got dharma, or they're focused on their dharma, their mission. So I'm like, so basically it's like you gotta have a goal, right? You gotta have a goal. Okay? So how do we get goals, man, that work for us? How do we get a goal we want again? How do we get because this is the thing, right? Once you get out of high school, once you get out of the organized sports world, it's like if you're not getting paid to be an athlete, then you shouldn't be doing it. So it's like there's not really any reason. And the only thing that people will do is they'll start running 5Ks. And like I said, maybe bodybuilding and CrossFit is coming up now. And these things all work, right? So for me, it's CrossFit. CrossFit's definitely helping out. Like that's where I want to get on pace, on target. And so what we can do, right? What I'm finna do for me right now, as an example, for the last 15 minutes, I'm gonna build up a anticipated timeline for my next competition to see if that helps me feel. Oh wait, here we go. We just got another answer. I work mostly 12s on thirds with a family of 4 kids. I don't have much time, so 12s on thirds. So wait, 3 days a week, or does that mean 12 on thirds? I eat mostly clean and I crash and I crap. I don't have much time. I work mostly 12s. 4 kids. That's quite a bit, man. Definitely. That's definitely a lot. Okay. 3 days per week, 12 hours. Well, okay. What workouts? Okay. Also, so he's got right here. Keep going, keep going, keep going. So he's got 4 kids. Work 12-hour shifts. 4 kids. Okay. 5 to 6 days a week on third shift. So you're talking about what? Is that midnight? Are you talking about like 12 a.m.? 5 to 6 days a week. That's quite a bit, man. That's a lot. And then, do you cook? Are you married? Is your wife cooking? What's going on with the food situation? If you're working that much, I'm doubting you're able to cook that much. How much do you get to sleep? And if there's any block of time at all that you know, like, hey, maybe when I get back and then I'm chilling after we eat, and there's like an hour and a half where I just kind of chill and tune out or something like that. If there's any time frame you know for sure your schedule where it's like you probably could be working out, let me know. Because sometimes we know there's a time, right? There's a time that we could definitely be going. Okay. And the goal, also, like I was saying, it doesn't have to be a sport. A sport, your goal can be a weight loss target and stuff like that, body fat, those type of things. But I personally, even though obviously I'm in personal training, I've helped a lot of people lose weight and they have weight goal targets. And I really focused for a long time on helping people lose body fat percentage. And I like that, but still, I don't like to be so attached to that goal. It's like, I don't know. It's just not a good way to create a relationship with your body. It's better to have like a performance goal, in my perspective. And the performance doesn't even need to be like the best of all time. It basically needs, usually, best performance goals is literally just doing it, just showing up, just running the 5K or something like that. 5-6 days a week. Okay. Yeah, she cooks. Again, mostly lean and clean. That's good. Protein shake for breast fish. Usually have a high protein diet. Nice, man. Let's go. Let's get it. Okay, and then also, Never Ending Adventure Beyond is there. Is there a time frame that you're pretty sure you could probably actually work out 20-30 minutes? One thing I recognize that I'm gonna say right here: if you know how to work out already, this will make sense. If you're learning how to do exercise and stuff like that, it's okay. But the best way to look at this is like, which I do a lot, is you do one every set, right? One set, you do like 10 reps, right? But rather than reps, don't think about reps, think about breaths, because that's what you're doing. If you're doing a push-up, you're going You're just doing breaths. Okay? One set, every set's 10 breaths. So for one exercise, usually we do 3 sets for 10 breaths. And it's usually, if you do the math as well, it should take you a minute to do every set. Because you're doing like a 2 to 3 second inhale, and then maybe holding for a second, and then pushing for 2. So at the max, a rep is like 6 seconds. So if you times that by 10, in 60 seconds, you're doing 10 reps, 10 breaths. So it's like you really, one set is a minute. So if you only got 20 minutes in your day to do something, you could basically do 20 minutes of stuff, 20 sets of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Simple stuff too. You know, and alternate your muscles. You know what I'm saying? You could do just body weight squats for a minute, 10 breaths. And then you go to the ground, push up, 10 breaths. Then you switch, you do sit ups, 10 breaths, boom. And you can do that for whatever, 10 to 20 minutes. So that's where it's like we usually can find some time. I do have time for a treadmill at my home. Here at my home, could squeeze in some time. How much time? How much time do you think would make it like really reasonable? I run a laser, so I'm throwing around heavy steel all night. Okay, so you're basically okay. I run a laser. What's a laser? So I'm having around heavy. So I'm throwing around heavy steel at night. That's legit. That sounds amazing, man. It sounds like a cool thing if you're getting a lot of. You probably got a really strong core. Your back's probably really strong. Do you have a joint pain, or you said the treadmill you maybe want to get going on? Do you want to run on it? Like, do you actually want to run, or do you feel like that's what you gotta do? Sometimes we feel like we gotta run because that's the way we think we can, maybe lose weight the best. But sometimes it's not the case. If you want to run, then run, dude, for sure. Running is great if you really know you got to do it and you're really down to do it. But if you'd rather do lunges and you'd rather do body weight squats or, whatever, it depends. Really depends. So let's see here. Let's see what he says. I run a laser, so I pull a bunk, throw heavy steel. And I was saying, yeah, so if you think about that, one set's 10 breaths. Let me just kind of finish that math I was doing. Let's just copy that. So one breath, usually, we'll just say 6 seconds. Because we go like, really we should, in a perfect world, we're doing 3 second eccentric, the stretch. We're doing maybe 1 second hold, 2 second concentric. Usually most of us, we're doing the eccentric a lot slower. We're doing like a 1 second, we're not even doing a hold, and we're basically doing like a 1 second concentric. Usually we're like, like 1 second we're doing like 1 rep. But we know, dude, there's clear enough bodybuilding science and hypertrophy training. It's like when you go slower on the eccentric, it's a little different though. It's like it's not really taught that well. And I'll be honest, even a lot of the way I've taught stuff before, I haven't been that really good at teaching or showing it, because it's just like we kind of just get out of our, we kind of just like just start doing it unconsciously. But when you act, so really, if you're doing like a really good controlled rep, it's 6 seconds, and you do 10 of those in a minute, and you're pumped. 10 push-ups, 10 good push-ups. Not like how I was in the Air Force, we do 70 push-ups in a minute. Yeah, I could do 67 in a minute, so that way, 67 push-ups in a minute was like the 100% for the Air Force. You're not even like you're just like, I don't know. I'm not saying it was like, it's obviously, it's not a terrible example of fitness, but all right, so let's see what he says right here. I definitely should do more cardio. I'm 6'2", I weigh 290. Okay, for being 32 years old, I maintain it well, but really should slim down. So let's just write down some of the big, let's write down some of those big things right there. 6'2". It's good to be 6'2", 290, 32 years old. Bang. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so cardio, you feel like, okay, okay, so I hear in the cardio, when you talk about that heavy steel stuff that you do for work, I'm curious, are your legs, are you doing like a lot of squatting stuff too with that heavy stuff? Like, are you really flexing the knees and getting low? And like getting a lot of leg training during the day? Because really, like our legs, right, are like the biggest part on our body. The quads, the glutes, they're huge, the hammies. And so if we do usually strength training exercises, bodybuilding stuff for our legs, if we do like lunges, loaded squats, deadlifts, especially deadlifts usually helps us find better core balance. If we go with a lighter weight, we don't need to go too heavy. If we can usually activate our core really well and do deadlifts, we actually end up usually losing more weight, because when we build more muscle from that leg training, your metabolism goes way up. So with running, with cardio, you're not going to build muscle as fast. So it's like you will be burning calories when you work out running, for sure. I mean, that's definitely. But you will burn calories as well during the strength training. And not only that, as you're building the muscle in your legs, like you're literally making the muscle mass higher, which muscle mass is very demanding energetically on your body. So that's why your metabolism skyrockets, because your body now has to fuel the muscle more. So usually whatever you eat goes to maintain that muscle, as long as you keep using it. And as long as you keep using it. So that's a good thing. So basically you can eat more food essentially too and get away with it. So that's a big thing. So let's see that. I got to take off here in a couple minutes though. So I got to end this live. I got to coach someone actually in a couple minutes here. All right, for being all upper body, not much legs. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm going to say right now, because I got to get off here in a second here. Got to coach someone else. Is that I would say definitely do, actually maybe I'll see if my client, maybe I'll see if he can hop on FaceTime while I'm here. So you can see how I can train somebody that I've been training with. But let's see here again. But yeah, so if you're not doing too much leg stuff, dude, it's crazy. Just do body weight squat if you can do that, or you can use the chair. Usually, so I've had like, this is how I used to work with some guys that were like really overweight and they couldn't do the body weight squat. And what you do is you just have them in the chair, you're just in the chair, and you just keep getting up and down from the chair, but go slower each time, and you can really start trusting yourself better, and so then usually that's how you do it, and then you eventually get the chair out of the way, and then it can go lower, without the chair. So if it feels like you have limitations in your knees or anything like that, your joints, it's like you just use some systems to help you out. Okay, so let me switch my camera angle here. Okay, I'm doing that right now because I'm gonna send this message as well. Alright, so let's check it out. Okay, let me just leave it on podcast mode. Hey man, I hope your day's going well. Yeah, follow on his job. Thank you, Steven Loves Elements. That's what's up, bro. Steven Loves Elephants is on the Twitch stream. I just subbed. If I fall asleep, I'll check out your channel more later. Okay, sweet. Alright, dope, man. Check it out more. And yeah, send me a message as well on Instagram and let me know if you got any other questions and stuff too. But let's see here. I'll hang around here and see how my homie's doing. And the other thing I was just gonna say, what else was I gonna say? Boom. Oh yeah, so goal, right? So I'm gonna basically talk about the goal thing now until my client's ready to go. And he'll hit me up when it's time to go. I already got his workout ready to go. He's ready to pump. But yeah, basically for me, I'm shooting for a competition November time frame. Okay, so it's April. I got plenty of time. Got a lot of time. And so really, I'd almost like to have something a little bit sooner, but now my joints, dude, I guess gotta be smart. It's hard, like, when you are doing lots of rehab work. Thanks, doing good. Appreciate it. Thanks for sharing your workout tips and goals. How long have you been into fitness? Yo, Steven, dude, I've been doing this for a while. I've been into fitness a lot since I was like 15, basically, right? Maybe, well, I started learning how to lift weights when I was like 12. And then, yeah, in high school, I did a bunch of sports, so I was always learning about it. And then when I got in the Air Force, when I got in the military in the Air Force, like, when you're in your free time, it's like the best thing to do is just to go work out, you know? So that's what I would do. I would just go do a lot of workouts, and I remember my knees hurt a lot. Like, so I did it in high school. I did a lot of basketball, track, and football. And so I played those a bunch. I loved it. It was lit. But I had an ankle thing, dude. I had an ankle injury that I noticed, like, it just affected the way I kind of moved afterward. And it wasn't anything, it's just pretty normal, right? Athletes get hurt. But as I started training again in the military, I was like, my knees felt weird too. So I just started training very simply. And I'm kind of going through a very similar period right now in my life again. But I started training really simple, just using the machines. Using the machines until my knees started feeling better. Squatting with really light weight. So I did that actually for like almost a year and a half or so. And then I made, like a year and a half, almost 2 years. And then I got deployed Turkey in the Air Force. And when I was deployed out there, dude, I was like pumping weight a bunch. I was lifting all the time. I started getting really addicted to it then. When you're deployed in the military and all you do is just work and work out and sleep and eat, dude, it's like you get really into working out. So I started watching all these videos and stuff. I was loving it. And then boom, I started doing personal training once I got out of the military. And so I've been doing personal training for like 3 years now, right? 3 or 4 years. Oh wow, keep up the great work. I try to keep down my weight, but I've been going to the gym recently. I hope to gain some muscle, but stay thin. Lost 50 pounds, 22 kilograms. What you used back in 2021 over the summer. That's what's up, man. So you lost 22 kilograms, 50 pounds in 2021, right? And right now, did you feel like you gained any of it back? Or have you still been maintaining around that level right now? So we got this going on. Make sure we share Steven's. I'm just copying your messages so I can have them on the whiteboard here. Thank you. Shout out Steven for the bump. Oops. Change that. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, so since 2021, did you gain any back? And blah, blah, blah. Gain a little, okay. Yeah, I'm living in Argentina now, so I'm on kilos, but I'm from the US, so pounds is way better for me to understand. Like, I don't, like, if someone says, like, I weighed 90 kilos, I'm like, I don't know what that is. I have to, like, really think about it. But if someone says, yo, I weigh 220 pounds, then I know. But here, let me keep it in this format. I'm gonna keep it in this podcast view right here. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, let's see my. Okay, so yeah, let me just keep talking to Steven here right now. My client, he needs to do something right now, so he'll get back to me a little bit later. Yeah. So it was 235, went to 185, but back up to 210. Hope to get back to 185. Okay. So when you, yeah, definitely, man. At least you know and you've done it before, right? So you're in a similar situation to me, but I'm a little bit in sort of the reverse right now. So I lost weight since I got hurt. My metabolism runs fast. Plus, when I get anxious, yeah. I hope I'm not bothering anything. I know you have some chat. No, you're good. Later. Yeah, let me check the other chat just to see. I think he had to move on. Yeah, the other guy in the chat had to move on right now. And then on YouTube, there might be another person just chilling right now. Yeah. So, no, but I'm sort of in a similar situation right now. Here's to Steven. Like, I got, and I generally have been anxious. Like, so this makes my metabolism go up. So, I don't know about you if you notice that, if your emotions, like, connect to it at all. But for me, I've always been on the skinnier side. So if I get more anxious and then I work out less, and then it's like I just get skinnier actually. So, but some people, it's different. It's kind of like or maybe it's not. Maybe they're not in an anxious state. There's always like different emotions. Oh, right now. So right now, do you got stress, lack of sleep? Okay. So yeah, you're kind of feeling it too, but your body just reacts differently. So for me, okay, so right now I'm like 5'9", 150-ish or something like that, and I was probably like 168 or something like that. So I feel like I lost, I don't know, I haven't weighed myself actually recently, but I feel like I'm down. I feel like I'm probably down like 15 pounds or something like that. I fell off a scooter. I actually just looked at, yeah, average 4-hour average. Yeah, it's really low. No, I mean I got a baby now, and so our sleep isn't the greatest, but we still, I don't know, I think I usually get, last night actually I didn't get that much, like almost like, yeah, like 5, 6, but usually I get like 7, dude. I have to, like, my body, I cannot operate on low sleep at all. It doesn't work. But what I was gonna ask you is that Steve, when you're going, so you went 235 down to 185, back to 210. Do you know? Did you track calories at all when you lost the weight? How much food you like were eating or anything like that? Because usually like that helps out the weight loss so much. It's just like counting it. But sometimes people don't need to. Sometimes they don't need to count it when they lose quite a bit. You know, maybe they just move more or just focus on eating more protein or something like that. So, one sec, so yeah, just let me know on that. And then as well, so what we can do, so Steven, what I need to do, man, make sure you stay tuned for, actually we're still good right here, we can keep chatting, but I'm going to invite you to hop into my Discord a little bit later, so that way if you want, I would invite you, we could do video chatting on the live stream, and so people can get as well more perspective on what it's like to go through those experiences and then work back through the goal if you're down for it. Plus, it really helps you with your own accountability to be just talking and just getting perspective. All right, so congrats. Okay, so you said during your weight loss, you went on a walk 7 days a week in hot weather at peak of summer. Dude, actually, that's one of the clients I have had with the biggest success as well, was getting way more walks. Getting way more walks definitely helps big time. Getting way more walks helps out so much. So then you got a more lazy job and got out of working out. So popcorn did not help. So what I was gonna ask you is, so you were walking every day, right? What else? Did you do any weightlifting at all, or was you just walking? And what was your job like during that time frame? Or were you kind of in between jobs then? Gourmet popcorn is pretty fire. Think about it tuning up. I love that gourmet popcorn. Lazy job. So yeah, let's keep going here. Love the hairstyle, by the way. Yeah, I was eating around. Thanks, dude. My hair's pretty long right now. I was usually eating around 1,000 calories at most. Only ate a meal. Probably was too rigorous, but did it. Yeah, it's not a lot. I had gotten rid of soda a long time ago. I was at home because of the pandemic. I wanted to go somewhere quiet to walk. Ow. That's pretty epic, man. That's a lot of weight to lose during that time frame. So what have you been? You said that you want to run to keep the weight down, and you haven't gone to the gym recently. In the gym now, what do you do in there? Do you use any dumbbells, barbells? Do you use machines? What do you do there? I should put my shades on, dude. It's sunny out here now. Put my hat on at least. I need to be putting the stream on my. I'm still trying to learn how to use a lot of this streaming stuff too. I wanted to go somewhere quiet to walk. I won personal training fish, and I won learning about the machines, but try to not take it too rough. I don't want to overtrain myself. Yeah, exactly, man. You don't want to overtrain. Okay, oh, see, there's the chat now. The chat's showing up. Okay, cool. I got the chat on there now. Yeah, so Steven doesn't want to overtrain himself. Pretty much okay. So did you get to work with a trainer then, basically for free or something like that for a little bit? That's legit, dude. That's nice. That's what's up. And okay. Well, so because what I say, this is why I say, dude, if you're not really sure what to do, what you gotta do is, let me pull up the whiteboard again, right? If you're not sure how to do it, gotta pull up this whiteboard. Okay. Bang. Right here. You gotta start with the machines, right? So start with the machines. And if you don't know them, I'll show you the obvious ones. But actually, you can look it up. You know what they are. But basically, for the legs, you got your curl, extension, usually calves, and then maybe they have like a glute one, right? So you can get your full legs on like 5 machines usually, and then they have the adductors too. Groin, and it's also your glute. It's the side of your glutes, glute medius. Side, groin, and abduction. I don't know. It's just sometimes these words are too fancy, right? But for the legs, you got like 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 machines you just got hit, and then same thing for the upper body. It's like it's not too crazy. So you walk in there, and they're pretty simple, right? You probably understand this. So you got your chest ones, you got some shoulder ones, some back ones, and then they have some like ones that are more isolated for arms. But you probably learned a lot when you were doing the personal training program right now. They probably taught you how to do things, right? Got a gym, so I'm happy to get that out again. But what's really big is like what I was talking about, man, is like once you understand just how to move, you gotta move really good. Where was I writing about that? Right here. You gotta focus on this. This is all you gotta focus on. Once you just see what you gotta do, it's all about the breath right here. It's about and feeling the muscles. It's not about how heavy you do stuff, it's about how it feels, you know what I'm saying? If you look at the guys, unless you want to be a power lifter, or you want to be an Olympic lifter at the highest level, the weight really don't matter, dog. And you see that with like bodybuilding and calisthenics. They just focus on the feel. And technically, I mean, the highest level of powerlifters and stuff like that, they understand this. And they understand how to lift and not let their ego take ahead of them. But it's a process. But it's like you gotta feel. So I'm here, right here at my shoulder press. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna breathe until I feel relaxed in the entire abdomen. So my breath, if you check out the stream from last night, I was talking about this a bunch. You breathe in all the way down to the gooch, all the way down to the pelvic floor. Let that muscle relax. And then when you exhale, down there, it should feel like you're about to pee at your max pee, poop, blast. Don't clench. It's like you're like, oh. So this is why they recommend, obviously, on squat day, go take a dump before you can go squat. But in general, pee before you about to go ham. This is why you notice a lot of times people before like a big race or CrossFit competition or whatever, you gotta pee. It's because you want to, your like pelvic floor like is telling you like, dude, we need, in order for us to feel secure in this moment, we need to relax and expand this zone of the pelvic floor. Basically, we need to expand it but also have it feel strong, because while the pelvic floor expands down there, you can also contract it. So you're squeezing it, but it's not squeezing and clenching, and it's like, okay. And so you need that. You need to feel really good down there first. So pelvic floor. Okay. Beyond pelvic floor. Then we're back here to the breath again. Right now it's 4:20 in Argentina. If we can feel it in the heart, we're good. We're feeling really good. So breathe all the way in, down to the gooch, then in the lower back area, below your belly button, the sacral chakra area for y'all that like yoga stuff. everything there. This is kind of like another peeing muscle as well. Okay, it's like your other pee muscle too. So this is like your final like of the pee. Actually, no, it's actually if you really gotta pee it all out, even the solar plex, even the upper above that, and around the right below sternum. Like if someone's trying to punch you in the stomach, you don't clench in like and let them punch you. You actually expand outward while they punch you. And so it's big, so we gotta have good intra-abdominal pressure. Okay, so that's basically all I've been trying to say. So let's see what Steven's saying. Makes a lot of sense. Allocate water over time. Do you go to a gym near you? Yeah, I go to a gym right now. Let's get back to Steven's questions a little bit here, right? Yeah, I go to a gym pretty close here, and it's pretty lit. I'm learning a ton. I have not known that I just turned 33 myself. I wanted to get under 200 by 30. Hope I'm not too old. How much time till your birthday right now? How much time till your next birthday? Are you just turned 33? You want to get under 200. Okay, so your goal is under 200. What was the other guy's goal? The other guy's goal was he's 290. He didn't say what his goal is, but he probably wants to get a lot lower there. So boom. So what is Steven? You want to get to 200? Elaine Rock thanks about teaching about your experiences. December 8th. Okay. So you got 8 months. 8 months, December 8th. And you want to get down at least 10 pounds. That's what's up. Now, are you working pretty steady now? How many hours per week are you in? Are you satisfied with that job? Because remember, our job is like our duty, right? And so our fitness mission, like you said, I think you said it was a little bit different one, a little bit more like lazy-ish or something like that. So we have to have them in congruence somehow, some form or fashion. And one thing I want to show here on this intra-abdominal pressure right there, I want to see if I can find Physique. There's this really cool Physique or something like, what's his name? This guy's name? Physique. It's something like that, dude. It's an Instagram page right here. Watch this. This is, oh yeah, right here. How to create intra-abdominal pressure. Dude, this is the one. This is the one that we're talking about here. What happens when we breathe? Inhale. So the diaphragm contracts and presses downward into the abdominal cavity. And when we exhale, the diaphragm refers upward to expel net CO2. Alright, so as we breathe in, this is why we put on a weightlifting belt, because we can kind of feel like there's more pressure in there. I think he's got a better one. He's got to have a better one. The soda can analogy. This is what I was looking for. Check this one out here. Right here, soda can. So this entire your abdomen, it's like you should feel like it's like a can on your inhale, which is when you're doing the eccentric, the stretch. So it's like you should feel like your core is getting like more cylindrical. Your prana tube, they call it in yoga. The prana tube, like the flow of your energy through your spine. If we create more space in the abdomen on the inhale, and then when we exhale, it's just squeezing from that really expanded state. So you're like, your base is so much better. Chest breathing versus diaphragmatic breathing. So a lot of times we're just breathing through the chest, right? And I've been doing that a bunch, dude. I've been doing that a bunch. This guy's still making stuff. He's making some really cool shit. But it's like, it's so important. Has he been doing anything? Skiptar Italian. Father, trainer, artist. This stuff's really cool, dude. Really cool. So check out this guy's page on IG. Strong dump truck. But anyway, he's smooth. Okay, so like this, I hope I do not plateau. Again, I am, but work nights, so it makes it more difficult. Yeah, definitely follow me on Instagram, man, if you got any more questions, and send me a message. There's a little bit more information. And definitely, I like to provide any perspective on how to hit those goals. So I hope I do not plateau again. I am, but work nights, so it makes it more difficult to switch to a 24-hour gym. That will make it a huge difference. So it makes it much more difficult to switch to 24 hours gym. Okay. So you work nights, yeah, dude. This is the same thing I have, man. This is actually a big thing I can talk about now. Definitely on that night shift, bro. So I totally feel you. I used to work a night shift in the military, like at 12 p.m. I think the other guy said he was on a night shift. So it's like, look at this. We got night shift guys. Night shift, baby. If you know country music, was it John Party? Working on the night shift, baby. Fitness is hard, dude. It is, and it's like this is popping up in my brain right now because it's too obvious not to mention it. But two guys that I worked with in the Air Force, right, I'm not even gonna say it. Basically, mental health issues. Mental health issues definitely come with that night shift, and it's hard to stay fit. So this is what I did. I'll show you what works for me. This worked actually really well, and I don't know if any. Dude, this works so well how I would do this. This is how I always did night shift. So we worked 11 p.m. till 7 or something like that, and usually I had to be there. It was basically like a 10:30 to 7:30 thing, but the actual hours were that. Okay. But basically, let's say 10 to 8. Let's put more hours on there just because we know, like, you got transportation 10 p.m. until 8 a.m. Because that's just like work. But that's not just me being at the building. That's also me transporting, putting on uniform, and then uniform stuff, right? Prep. And a lot of times I would get there early, basically, like technically we start at 11, but I get there like at 10:40 or something like that. But we're gonna say basically that 10 to 8, and then I get back home, and I would have to take off my uniform and stuff, whatever, and maybe I'd have to stay a little bit later. But usually by like 7:30, I was basically done. But you're still recalibrating, right? Until about like 8. So this is what I would do, man. I would wake up. I would try to go sleep like right away, like right at 8. Sleep ASAP after work. Now, and I would do, so I go 8 a.m. or 8, let's say 8:30 till 3:30. I would sleep. Now, how many hours is that? 4 plus 3, like 7 hours, right? So 7, obviously a lot of people would recommend to get more, and I agree. Getting more is better, but 7's actually pretty good, and that's pretty hard even for a night shift. So I'll break it down to a course of events. It doesn't have to be the exact time frames, but I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what I mean. So sleep, and then what I'm gonna do here, sleep ASAP after work. Then what you're gonna do, work out, like wake up. I wake up at 3:30, right? And then go to the gym, basically. Like we'd be at, me and my homie. It was good I had a partner, right? My homie Henry. We'd be working out at the gym, workout 4 p.m. Boom, together we'd go. So if you got a homie that's around you, I recommend that. Finding a buddy, because that actually really saved. That really made it so much easier for us. And we work out 4 to 5, 5:30. We'd usually hit that sauna, so I'm pretty sure we'd go like 4 to 5 and then hit the sauna. Okay. And then we'd eat. We'd walk over to the dining place or whatever, and then we'd eat. So I didn't have kids or a family, right? So that actually, I had basically a bunch of time after that. But then we'd eat dinner, 5:30 to 7. yeah, this is basically how to go. And then when I was really getting into it, I would go work. I'd be working on college classes, college online, right? So if you, because I didn't have kids, right? I didn't have kids. I didn't have a girlfriend. I would do that to like 9 or something like that, and then remember, so I would have to work, basically be ready to run by 10. Then I would run. I would run at like 9:30. I feel like I ran at like, yeah, like 9:30, and shower. Maybe I'd shower at like 10 or something like that to get ready for work, basically, right? Prepped for work. Yeah, so I would do something like that. So I would, but the key was, the reason why I bring up the run is because this is where I just want to get into the course of events. It's like run before work, work. So wait, watch this. So sleep, wake up, work out, eat, and then college slash if you got, family, right? Eat with your friends if you can, work out with your friends if you can, college, family, you know what I'm saying? And then run, bro. Because when you get that way, you are tired. You're tired as hell. You slept 7 hours. And if you do the run, the reason why I bring up the run, because a lot of times people will, on this schedule, this night shift schedule, they get done with work and it's 8 a.m. and they're like, it's daylight now, bro, and I'm just gonna stay awake. And then their body gets really dysregulated because now they're getting in touch with the sun again, and now it's like, you know what I'm saying? Now you're getting in this really challenging, like, sleep schedule, dude. Really challenging sleep schedule. Because you're just like, now you're getting like 3 hours of sleep. And this would happen to actually my homie Henry a lot of times. He would stay up after work and he'd kind of be like, dude, I slept 3 hours. I slept 2 hours now. We're about to go work out at the gym. And I'm like, all right, shit, dude. For me, like, I don't know, like I said earlier, I was like, I have to get 7 hours, bro. You have to make that sleep just non-negotiable. Okay, let's see what Steven's saying. You are correct with mentality and working on fatigue. My job is 6:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. All right, so what you gotta do, I'm telling you, you gotta get that work, you gotta get that run before work. All right, like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get that, like, you gotta be panting some form or fashion. You don't have to run, you don't have to run 5 kilometers if you don't want to. You don't gotta run crazy hard. You don't even gotta run, but you gotta you gotta hit that vigorous level where it's like you ran pretty hard, or you did the rowing machine hard, or the stair stepper. You gotta get your heart pumping hard before work, and then that way you're at work and you have energy. You know what I'm saying? You show up, you work that night shift with energy. You know what I'm saying? You work that night shift with energy. Okay? Then you're tired as shit after work and you will go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you sleep with, blackout curtains too. If you don't got blackout curtains and you're letting the sun in, you're gonna have issues. So you have to master your sleep hygiene basically. You have to get, if you don't have, you gotta, first of all, you gotta get the blackout curtains, because if you look into the research on it, if there's any bit of sun on your skin even, we have photoreceptors on our skin. Photoreceptors on our skin, meaning receiving light. So if you're sleeping at all and there's sun on your skin, your body knows that, and it's going to not allow the melatonin to flow the way it needs to, because melatonin is that sleep hormone. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get it dark as hell in there. So actually, I wasn't terrible. I could handle this schedule all right, but I would feel usually kind of tired in the middle of work around like 4 a.m. or whatever. Like it's not a natural way to live to work that schedule. But if you're working, you're working. Like I worked on planes, I worked on aircraft. So you're a correct mentality. So Steven, when do you work out? Do you work out, or when do you want to work out? You want to work out before the gym, or before work, or are you doing it after? I think you gotta do it before. But I do know some. Who was that? There was someone I definitely knew that would go work out right after. I don't know how the fuck you could do that though, dude. They'd go work out after work at 9 in the morning. I did it like once, and it was just like I was like, this is. I did it like a couple times maybe, because of like schedule or something, or like I had some appointments or whatever. And it was weird, dude. I was just like, what? Nah. But it's definitely, I'm happy that these guys brought this up on the stream because I've had two guys on the stream work out after. See, you're working out after, man. You gotta work. You gotta work out before, and then you gotta get that. You gotta get really pumped up. Either do a sprint, and then you gotta sleep right after work. If you're getting off at 5 a.m., hey, usually that's good because that means the sun isn't all the way up. But for right now, when do you usually sleep after you get off work? If you get off work at 5 a.m., are you able to go to sleep right after that? Or do you have to wait? And while I'm saying that, let me pull up the Discord actually, because I need to start getting more people on that. I haven't really been using it enough, but I'm going to start doing it more because I am doing a lot of streaming. I'm doing streaming all the time now. If you look at my YouTube, I basically stream all the time now. And Twitch, I'm on it. 11 a.m. after. Yeah, so then you don't go to bed till 11. Yeah, dude. So then it's like you just got, your body just got like some of the most intense, vitamin D from the sun from the morning. And it's intense right now. Like I got the sun on me, bro, right before I'm about to go work out. I'm about to go work out here at 5, like 20 minutes or so. But yeah, if you could get that, man. Because that way, yeah, you get done with work and you just go straight to sleep, dog. Straight to sleep. Working on the night shift, baby. Okay, the Discord's downloading an update or something like that. But I'm telling you, that night shift, it's definitely hard, dude. I know, man. Like, a lot of guys in the Air Force, there's a lot of mental health issues when you're on that schedule. It's hard to have a social life on it. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard to have a social life on that schedule during the week. But we figured it out. Me and my homie Henry, we had it down. Like I was saying, we'd go work out at the gym, and then we'd go eat dinner, basically with people, homies, every day. You know what I'm saying? Go. Okay, now we're good. Thanks for subbing, man. Yeah, let's see if I think my Discord thing has popped up now. Excellence Addicts. Dude, so I have not even done anything on here yet. But I'll show you what actually how do I invite people? I still don't even know how to really use Discord, honestly. But I know I want to start doing it more. Streamer mode is enabled. Teammates, but my idea is to get people to have teammates actually. So server, invite people right here. Right there. Bang. Oh shoot. Oh no, man. Okay. I'll tell you what, it's right here. How do I do that? You just followed my YouTube. This is why I'm bad at this, dude. Like, I'm so bad at this. But I'm gonna figure this out. I'll get this down. Send a server invite to link to a friend. Oh, maybe I can do it on the YouTube. If you're on the YouTube one, you said you're on the YouTube one. Can I do it like that? What? I don't know, man. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned for that next time I go live on YouTube and stuff like that, because I still got to build it together. But anyway, let's get back to the main message here that I was saying. So Steven's schedule, mine is elephants. Okay, elephants PL. Okay, sweet. So yeah, so stay tuned for that Discord. We'll build that up. We'll build that up the way it needs to go. I just need to figure out how to get better at doing it. And actually, I need to start using it for myself, because what I want to do is start posting workouts and stuff on there. But so Steven works 6:30 p.m. That's until 5 a.m. Mark. Okay. Sorry about this noise in the background. It's kind of a little bit of a groovy name. Oh, this is what you said on Discord. Elephants PL. To add you in. Let's try it like this. How do I do that? Dude, I know there's a way to do this. I know there's a way to do this. I'm Fitness Psychonaut, dog. That's who I am. Yeah, I'll figure it out, dude. Honestly, I need to start learning using Discord. Alright, so work 6:30, and then Steven was saying here, boom, that he works out after 11 a.m. Is that when you usually work out? And I think you said, what, you sleep like 4 hours a night? Or is that the other guy? How much do you sleep? And when do you sleep? Gym, 11 a.m. Maybe in the search bar. Maybe I can just do like this. Maybe I can just add friend right here. I just sent you a friend request. Alright, cool. But yeah, Exolnatics server right here. Basically, the idea I got though is with my Discord as we build it up is, yeah, maybe have book club, just ideas to share, daily chat, obviously. Any lifestyle hacks that are working for me. I'm really into the breath, the yoga meditation game, weightlifting tips, cardio tips, nutrition studies tips, linking nutrition studies, and find a teammate. I think that's a big thing. If we get dudes that find teammate, for instance, Steven, and then there was the other guy that was here in the chat. Imagine if you guys had some sort of accountability together. There's another guy that was in the chat, kind of basically talking about the same stuff, like that he needed to get working out and stuff like that. 6'2", he's around the same age as well. 32 years old. You're 33, so that would be a good way to build teammates and stuff like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, again, Steven, how much you been sleeping usually? My username is Fitness Psychonaut 406, baby. Right there. They call him that Fitness Psychonaut 406 from Montana. I don't really know how to define myself, because like I just kind of did Montana, small town America. Then I was in the military, the Air Force. Oh, then we got Steven right there. Right there. Yo, yo, yo. 444 right now out here. Okay. Bang. So we got him in. So now I can invite you probably into this server a lot easier. We're gonna invite in Steven. Bang. Boom, boom. And we're gonna start getting it in. We're gonna start building. Start making events, some goals. But that's all coming. That's all taking some time. Okay, so lit. Okay, there he joined. Perfect, dog. Awesome, man. Cool. So what we could do another time, if you're down, is if you're down, Steven, if we could do video chat, then I got you video chatting on the stream, because that's what I'm gonna start doing with more people that get in here. That's the way I'm probably gonna do it the best. And let's see here. Let's see here what's going on. If there's any other ideas that I could say. So yeah, okay. Let me. What I've shown over here, workout, because you gotta get, dude. Like I said, mental health. So it's like if you have some sort of workout, homie, whether it's on virtual, whether it's in person, if you're with that personal trainer or whatever you're talking about, then if you can eat with some homies, like even if it's like, maybe invite someone over to cook with you. Figure out how to get the protein together though. Don't go eat out at a restaurant every day and eat garbage and stuff like that. If you can cook with people, that helps out, dude. That helps out big time. And then, do the extracurricular stuff, your baby, your wife, college stuff, whatever it is, certifications you're working on. And then you go run before work. That way you're tired. Maybe I should be getting on this night shift. Well, right now, what I'm finna do here, right here, add protein. Okay, my voice is going to sound so weird. That's fine, dude. It doesn't matter. I'm cool with that. Because you'll see, it's good. Like, my voice be sounding crazy too, dude. That's why I got a GarageBand on here. I play around stuff with my voice. So look, can you tell right here? I go right here, I can go with a different effect. Come at me, I know. Motherfuckers on the low. Don't talk. Wanna say what they can't know, but they be on. Here we go. So I feel you, dude. The voice, it's a thing that we all have to create our own relationship with this. And so I like to get, when I'm streaming, I like to keep it on this, like, echoey format. Because I like to kind of feel like I'm, giving a TED talk or something like that. Because on the headphones, too, I can hear my voice. But, I don't know. That's the way I like to do it. Or you get the telephone one. Ethan, what happened to you? Hey, you went and you broke all the rules. And then I can grab the guitar too, and it sounds a little bit better. Right? I can grab the guitar. Right. And then I can even make it sound crazy. I can throw that Big Brute blues on. Saying? We could do like that. So that's why I switched up. But I'm just right here doing my thing. Alright, thanks for sharing. Thanks, dude. Yeah, dude, I like to play around with a lot of things. But yeah, like you're saying with the voice, dude, I highly encourage just going on the stream talking. Because, dude, for me, I'm still so nervous with like my voice and the music and stuff like that. And you'll see, like, as you do it and you just talk and as you start relaxing during the conversation, it's actually kind of chill. It's nice. It helps you just bring out yourself to another level. And what I can say too, especially if in a personal development world, if you can speak to on a stream and stuff like that, it's good, man. It's really good because like this is something I should probably be doing more too with other people that can coach me and stuff like that on different streams. But I used to do I used to hop onto like some business stuff, business calls, and then boom, Ethan, your turn to talk. and it's just good because these guys are like they know way more than what I'm talking about, and it's just like good for me to throw my 2 cents out there and for them to break it down. So I think that stuff's really good, and but I get it. It's like I get nervous doing it too, but I know if I do it, if I speak to the other people, it's a good idea. So I can totally feel, relate with all that, and boom, it's important. And myself, I want to do that too, man. I want to do that too. But I think the big thing that I would say for today is definitely find a goal. You know what I'm saying? Find a goal that you want to get fit for, right? A target, like you said, 200 pounds is good. It's good to have a target like that, a weight target. But what else is like a good target? Let's say if you're like really down out fitness wise, a really good target to go for. A lot of people, they go to the running ones first, but I like running is kind of like, I don't know, I've done some 5Ks and stuff like that, and it's cool, but running, I don't know, man. Running's good. It's really good for you. Running's nice, and I think it's important to build a better relationship with it for sure. So running's nice. I think it's great for anybody to focus on that. Running's going, but it's better to focus on strength or other things, you know, getting to a level, having some sort of target. Hiking's a good one too, man. Because hiking's nature, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had to, like, let me check this out, actually. Let me check this out. I was looking this up, all trails. I'm trying to do some sick hikes out here in Argentina. Give me the hard one. You know what I'm saying? Where's the hard ones at? Give me the hard one right there. 3.4 miles hard. I want to hit that. No, probably. I'll probably hit something like that. For me, if I like to have a good hike on there is a goal. Because I don't know, because if you can get a challenging hike and then just go and see stuff, dude, it's awesome. I like that. Hiking's so nice. I would be happy to see how the setup goes and let me know what time you want to beach at. It's 2:50 p.m. here. I live in Kansas City. Okay, so you're 2 hours behind, man. Best viewers. Yeah, we could do it. How about yeah, you can call me Ethan, man. You like to hike national parks as well. My friend loves to hike too. We went to visit. I'm in Alaska. Him in Alaska. I have a lot to talk about. That's what's up, man. Definitely. Yeah, so how about tomorrow, dog? Join me on, what time is it? It's 4 right now. Right now it's 4. So let me think about here my schedule action. Let me pull up my schedule right here. Tomorrow's Wednesday. That'll be pretty good. Yeah, I mean, if you're available, wait, you said you're 2 hours behind, right? 2:50. It is midday. Yeah, what about like, 'cause I'm trying to think of your schedule. Basically, I stream like at 10 a.m. your time, and then I also stream at, hold on, what am I looking at right here? Oh yeah, and then I stream at 1 your time usually. That's usually how I do it right now. Sometimes I do it more, but basically at 1 p.m. your time, I'm streaming. So yeah, 3 p.m. for me. I streamed before I got it, and then usually I train this guy at 4, but today he had to do some stuff. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, I do 1 p.m. And so I said, yeah, 10 p.m. your time, 1 p.m. I stream as well. For your time zone. For me, it's 11. Oh wait, hold on. So I got you back. For me, I stream 11 a.m. here, and I stream 3. So yeah, that would be 9 a.m. and 1. 9 and 1. Your time zone that I stream. Let's see. Okay. So I do use Discord a lot. my stream tomorrow at 1 p.m. your time. Boom. And yeah, and then I do a night. I don't always do the night one, but I do it quite a bit where I stream when I'm cooking because I want people to know how to cook better, and because I just recognize when I usually get coaching with people or just kind of just get to know people in general, is that a lot of times they don't know how to cook or they don't cook too much. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of a master in the kitchen. I ain't no chef, but I kind of am because I do it a lot. I love to cook, and so I cook as well. Always 8 p.m. here ish, 8:30 if we get delayed with the baby. And so that's what 6 p.m. your time. You're probably you're already working then. So you're already working by the time I do the cook stream. But yeah, I run 3 streams right now usually, and bang. So what else, man? All right, well I'm gonna end this out here now, man. Hit me up on Discord. Maybe I'll work on it a little bit later. I'm about to go get my pump in today. I'm doing deadlifts and stuff, and I'm doing hammies. I think I was showing it on here actually what I'm doing. Back this out. I'm doing hammies, calves. Where's my workout at, dude? Right here. Calf raises, leg curls, deadlifts, cleans. What else am I gonna hit? I'm gonna hit some. I'm also gonna hit a little bit of bicep action and glutes. Yeah. So I'm basically I'm going pull today, dude. I'm pulling. Today's the day. It's Tuesday. It's the day of Mars in astrology. It's about fucking. So I'm doing deadlift. I'm doing cleans. Nothing too heavy on cleans, but that leg curl for the hammies, and the calf raise. This will be good. And tibialis anterior, the front side of the calf. So exactly. / toe raises. So we're gonna get a good blend in today. So anyway, Steven, thanks for checking out this today. Thanks, Never Endless guy as well, pumping up today, getting really motivated for us, y'all. So let's pump it. Let's have a good one.